Hello, back with another GPO video. Now, as you saw from the title, I'm going to be showing you what bosses you should primarily grind or just focus on, mainly if you're a beginner, because I see some people that are beginners ask me if they want to like farm the buggy boss, and I'm saying to myself, you shouldn't farm buggy that much. I mean, like his drop is good and all, but there's direct upgrades to his drop. So I'm gonna be doing this video just listing off bosses that I think you should grind or mainly focus on if you're like a low level and you just started playing the game. You can honestly grind every boss, because I just want to put it out there at the start. You can grind every boss and go for every drop if you want to, because there is a trade market and people do would like, I mean, people would take anything. It just depends on how lucky you get and if you find the trade. But I'm just going to be sharing my opinion on what bosses or slash boss drops that you should primarily really focus on. So I'm gonna be doing this by going to every island that has a boss and just explaining. There's gonna be an order if I can remember the islands correctly, but let's get started. So you have the first boss, Bandit Boss. Okay, and now this thing is hitting me. Now for Bandit Boss, what he drops is an eye patch. I'm gonna put it up right here. Let me just take out my inventory. Alright, so Bandit Boss, he drops an eye patch, and this is what it gives. It's an eye patch worn by the Bandit Boss. Let me take off all of my drops actually. I'm gonna take off every single drop, just so that I can show you the buff that so it gives. I took off every single boss drop, and starting with the Bandit eye patch, what it does is give you plus 5 HP, and that is it. Now, there is actually a direct upgrade to this, but it's only through the limited time event going on right now, which is Elos Island. So if you're a beginner, and since I personally think that update 4 is coming out this month within the next 2 weeks or something, if you're a beginner, I would recommend get eye patch. It has a 50% chance to drop, so you should honestly get it after like 4 tries at the most. Honestly, you're really unlucky and you defy the odds like that. But there is a direct upgrade to this, and it's the star shades, and I'm gonna show you. Let me unequip the eye patch first. Alright, look, the star shades, they give you plus 15 HP. So that's for the Bandit Boss. You can still grind it if you want to, but if you are a beginner and you think that you can get this egg drop, then I would say to go for the star shades. You can also just ask a friend for them. They're not really that rare. See, I have like a bunch of extra eggs here. I might give them away for people that need them, just in case they can't grind it, but on to the next boss, which is at Sandora. Alright, so for the boss at Sandora, he's standing right there inside the middle. His name is Lucid. And what Lucid actually drops is a bazooka. You know, I don't think I have it actually. Oh no, I do. Yeah, Lucid drops this bazooka right here. Now, this is a weapon. And honestly, for a beginner, I don't know if I would really recommend you getting it, because you're kind of better off just buying a gun, but this is all it really does. It's not bad. When GPO first came out, if you played during then honestly this bazooka probably would have been for you. But if you're asking for my opinion on if you should grind for this right here, I'm saying no. Honestly, what you should do if you're here, you should just grind this quest, because you can't kill Lucid solo by yourself. But you should just grind this quest until you get enough XP to go to the next island, which is Shellstown. Also, for like the first couple of starter islands, these NPCs right here, if you talk to them, they lead you to where you have to go next. Like, they give you a quest, and then once you go over there, it leads you to where you have to go. But like I said with Lucid, you don't really need this bazooka at all. It's not good anymore. I don't really think it was that good to begin with. And to the next island, we're gonna be at Shellstown. Alright, so when you get to Shellstown, the boss that's going to be here is Axan Morgan. Now, his drop, if I'm just going off of what I assume right now, because I'll correct myself when I'm editing just in case I'm wrong, but he drops the Morgan's Jaw. Now, I'm going to show you what it gives, but I already know off the top of my head, and that's 25 HP. But just in case, let me just show you. Alright, so here we have Morgan's Jaw, and what this drop gives is just flat out 25 HP. I think that there is something that takes this over. Oh, it's this flame scarf. But if I'm being completely honest, this flame scarf and this necklace, you shouldn't do that. Like Morgan's Jaw is better. So for Action Morgan, I do recommend that you come here and grind him until you get the Morgan's Jaw, because 25 free HP is very good considering that there's still nothing that replaces this at the moment. And also, if I'm wrong for any of these, feel free to correct me in the comments, because I don't want to like spread misinformation. But yeah, you should grind Action Morgan. His drop is really good, 25 free HP, and it's still the best from a boss that initially released when the game started. But on to the next island, and I think that is, oh, I usually get them confused, but I think that the next island is Gorilla King, Gorilla Crown. I don't really remember. I'm just gonna go. Alright, so for the third item, that's going inside the order of bosses inside the GPO, it's going to be Buggy the Clown's Cape. Now let me just find it if my inventory can load in. Alright, so the third item is right here, Buggy's Cape. Now I have it off right now, but when I click and put it on, as you can see, Buggy's Cape only gives 50 HP. Now I don't recommend that you grind for this item, because as you saw just now, it only gives 50 HP, and you're probably saying that's a lot, but there's direct upgrades to it, like Gravitos Cape, Captain Zen's Cape, and those upgrades, they also give out, like, they give you better buffs on top of having HP. So if you go to Buggy's Island, since he's the only boss there, that's actually the only drop there too, you don't really need to go for the cape. You can still go to grind the NPCs and stuff, but you shouldn't, you know, stress yourself trying to get this cape, because like I said, there's direct upgrades that just give better stats, better everything overall, and saves you time from wasting going for this cape. But that leads us to the next island after that, which, going by the order that I think it is going to be Gorilla King. Yeah, Gorilla King. So you have this crown, and to me, this crown is one of the well-made items inside this game. It looks like really clean on your head and everything, but it only gives you 1 HP regen out of everything here. So 1 HP regen, that's not bad, even though it might sound like it is. It's not bad, but considering that there are items that just give you better stuff overall, 1 HP regen is not really anything, because just the same thing with Buggy's Cape, there's direct upgrade to this. There's another crown which gives you a better buff. So when you go to Gorilla King, or Sphinx Island I should say, don't stress yourself trying to grind for this item, because you will just be wasting time, considering that there is a direct upgrade, something better than it. So for Sphinx Island, like I said before with Buggy, you could go to Farm the Monkeys if you want some EXP, but do not go for this crown, because there's a direct better upgrade to it. Now that leads us onto the fourth island, if I can count correctly or not, somebody will know. And this island, personally, to me, I feel like it's the hardest. Well, I don't want to say the hardest, but the boss drops just do not want to drop at that island. And what I'm talking about is Skypia. Now at Skypia right now, currently, there's 3 bosses. You have a shotgun boss. Let me equip this crown. You have a shotgun boss. Then you have Head Guardian, and then after that you have a Nell. So let's start with the shotgun boss. So judging by his name, I guess you can already tell what he drops, and he drops this shotgun. Guns kind of suck in GPO. You don't really need to even consider getting this. I mean, you can get it. It looks kind of cool on your back if you want to like customize your avatar. But besides that, guns inside GPO suck. So I wouldn't even factor in you going for this shotgun. You're fine without getting it. But the next boss, Head Guardian, which is a boss that I highly recommend that you do grind. And you're probably gonna ask why, and that's because of Head Guardian's helmet. This helmet gives, actually let me just put it on and show you. It gives 75 HP. That might not sound like a lot, but when you factor in everything else, all your other drops that you're gonna be wearing on top of this, it stacks up, and it leads you to getting like, you could get like an extra 200 HP, which saves you a lot of stat points to spread into other stuff. So this helmet, for me, it took me many times to try and get it. I made a whole video of me just trying to get it, and I just couldn't. After like what, my 50th to 60th try, I finally got it. This rare quote unquote 10% drop. But yeah, good luck to you trying to get it. I do recommend that you highly grind for this weapon, but it's not the only thing. Well, not weapon, my fault. I mean accessory slash helmet, whichever one you want to call it. But that's not the only thing Head Guardian drops. He also drops this sky blue katana. Now this katana, it does look really clean and all, but the same thing with this katana, Buggy's cape, and Gorilla King crown. There's a direct better upgrade to it. Now you can use this. Actually, no, you just shouldn't use this katana. Only thing different about it from the other katanas is that it does less damage and it looks different. So if you want to use this just because it looks nice to you or anything, but you have the other katanas, all you're really doing is just sacrificing damage that you could be doing for an accessory or just to look something. I don't know. But yeah, my recommendation for Head Guardian, you don't have to worry about this weapon. If you get it while you're grinding for the helmet, congrats. But if you don't, you're perfectly fine because nobody even wants this katana anyways. I don't think I've seen anybody in the trading channel that says, oh, I'm trading for Sky Blue Katana. But since this is a YouTube video, there's going to be that one person in the comments who's trading Sky Blue Katana. And leading after Head Guardian, the next boss at Skypia, the hardest bosses of the game to me personally, we have Anel. Now he uses Goro Fruit. He's really annoying to fight. And on top of being really annoying to fight, his drops, well, not his drops, just one of them is practically impossible to get for your average GPO player, which is what I am too. But let's start off with the first thing that I do have. He drops a pole. Now if you have Goro, you get a different variation, you get a different version of this pole. I'm not even gonna try to say words like that. You get a different version of this pole and it gives you like extra damage or anything. I never had Goro, so I don't know how to tell you that it works, but just know that you get a different version. This pole, it's not bad for PvP, but there is better. So if you want to grind an L for this pole, feel free to. You can probably find somebody trading it off inside the market, because like I said, it doesn't have that much value anymore. But yeah, it's a pretty pole. You got 2 rapid skills, you got another barrage skill. It's just a pole and a counter. And then leading on to the next boss drop that Anel drops, which I don't have because I swear it's actually a 1% chance to get it. You have the Tomo drums. That to me is probably the most rarest item inside the game. For items that say legendaries, their percentage varies from like 1 to 3% for bosses. And I fully feel like Tomo drums is a 1%. I grinded throughout the whole update 1 to try and get the Tomo drums, and I just couldn't get it. But I do know that Tomo drums gives 50 HP and I think 1 stamina. I don't know precisely to be sure, so don't take my word for that. But if you're grinding an L for the Tomo drums, good luck. If you're asking me if you should do it, I'm saying yes and no, because it's just 50 HP and I know that it will add up in the end. But you can do fine with just missing out on 1 item. Because when I tell you that Tomo drums is hard to get, it's definitely hard to get. But I'm sure somebody in the comments is gonna prove me wrong and just flex. Oh, well, I got 2 more gems for me and all my friends. And nice, congrats to you. But yeah, that's ending off Skypia, and now we're moving into update 2. Okay, so the first boss that I want to talk about for update 2 is going to be Gravitos Fort. Now at this island, you already know the main boss is Gravito, hence why it's called Gravitos Fort. And he drops 2 things. He drops 1, this gravity blade, which is what I'm gonna start with, and 2, a cape. So let me unequip this and equip the Gravitos cape. Alright, so this gravity blade, now honestly, this weapon to me, I would say that it's worth grinding for. This weapon, even though it has no guard breaks, you have like, this might be the 2nd fastest M1ing weapon besides Candy Cane, and the damage scaling on it actually stacks like really well. So I do recommend this weapon to like grind for it and everything. It's honestly really good. So you have this, if you get Zushi, then it automatically pulls them in, and you just do a barrage, and then you have dominance, which, you know, it just creates like a small little field of gravity where you're aiming your mouse at. So this weapon, I would tell you to grind for it. It's good even if you don't have gravity, but you just have to work around not having a guard break. So probably running it with Black Leg might be fine. And the second drop that Gravito has is this cape. Now, this cape, it gives you 60 HP. Like I said, it's a direct upgrade to Buggy's cape. It's only extra 10 HP, but the same thing about Buggy's cape with this cape is that there's direct upgrade to this too. So you don't have to really grind Gravito for the cape, but since it's an uncommon, while you're grinding for the Gravity Blade, you will most likely get this cape as well. But you don't have to really get this. The only thing I would really say to focus on at Gravito is the Gravity Blade. And I almost forgot, but Gravito has another drop, which is a hoverboard. Now, this hoverboard, it's a free boat. You can honestly, I mean, you can buy it with 3,000 Robux. I do not recommend that in the slightest, because you can just trade it. But it's a hoverboard. It goes 75 speed without Zushi, and if you have Zushi like me, which is the gravity fruit, then it goes 95 speed. So yeah, you could get the hoverboard if you want. I'm not telling you to grind for it because it's a legendary chance, and galleons go faster. But if you want to trade for hoverboard, just know that if you're trading any legendary fruit, you can literally just get Coffin Boat or Striker, which is directly better than the hoverboard, without Zushi. If you have Zushi and you want to get the hoverboard, I still don't recommend grinding Gravito for it, because you can just find it inside the trade market, but you gotta do what you gotta do. The hoverboard boss drop, like I said, it's 1 to 3%. It's probably 2 or something, I don't know. So good luck with that. But if there is one thing that I recommend for you to grind from Gravito, just to get this Gravity Blade. It's not the best weapon in PvP to me, but if you have this, you can still do it. Alright, and now for the next boss of Update 2, which is, I feel like, probably the best boss inside the game to grind because it's so simple and easy. You have Neptune. Now, Neptune, like I said just now, that boss is honestly so easy to grind, and both of his drops are really good. So right off the bat, I already say to grind Neptune for both of his drops, but let me just show it to you. So you have the first drop, which is Neptune's Trident. Now this Trident is the main weapon that I use in PvP. Many players use it in PvP. This weapon is all around it's just really good. The damage scaling is good. It's fast, semi-fast M1s. This weapon is all around just really good, and I really recommend for you to grind for this weapon. This weapon is worth it. Like, this is actually worth your time. Same for Neptune's crown. I mean, me personally, I don't prefer his crown because I like to have the 75 HP from the head guardian helmet. But if you use this crown, that's fine too, because once you stack this with other drops, you're going to be having high health regen. You could probably regen like 5 on top of your already regular health regen. So you might just be like regenerating 13 or 12 HP, which is hella good in PvP. But yeah, Neptune's crown and his trident, I like 10 out of 10. If there's one thing that you should really go for drops wise, is to get this. Like, both of these drops are worth your time. You will not go wrong if you go for any of them. And now the last island, well, yeah, I think this is the last island. I feel like I'm personally forgetting one, but I'm just gonna go with it, and if I miss anything, then I'll come and record another part while I'm editing. But the last island that I want to say is Marine Ford, or actually I'm just gonna call it Marine Ford. Now there's two bosses here. You have the Flame Admiral Zeke, and you have Whitebeard. Let's start off with Whitebeard actually, since I have both of his drops. Alright, so for Whitebeard, you have this cape, which is the best cape inside the game, let's just say that off the bat, because this cape gives you 75 HP and 2 health regen. This cape is worth your time. If there's one drop that I do recommend from getting Whitebeard, then it's this cape, because 75 HP plus the 2 HP regen, that's so worth it. Like, that's crazy. It's hella good. And then for the second weapon, you have Bicento, which is a Bicento. So you have first this rotation skill called Heavy Sweep. There's end lag at the end of it, so you have to jump. Then you have Shockwave Slash. If you have Agura, it does 3 slashes, but it does the same amount of damage as the 1 slash would do. It's just that it's 3 now, so you have more range. or AoE. I don't know. But you don't really have to grind for Bicento. If you have Gura, I do recommend that you get it. If you don't have Gura, it's honestly up to you. You can grind for it. I'm not going to say not to, but it's in the middle. You can do fine without this weapon. What I recommend is Trident. You can do fine with any weapon, honestly. But if you're looking for my recommendation, I recommend that you go for Trident. But this cape is a must-have. Like, this cape is guaranteed. You need to get it. Now, for the next thing that's there at Marine Ford, you have one drop, but the other one is, it helps you unlock something else. So I'm just gonna explain it. So the first drop that you have is, let me take off Whitebeard's cape and put it on. The first drop that you have there, oh no, oh my bad, I traded it. The first drop that you have there is Flame Admiral Zeke's cape. Now that cape, it gives 50 HP and I think 1 stamina regen. I'm gonna have an image up on the screen of what it actually gives, but that cape, since there's Whitebeard's cape, which is a direct upgrade to it, I mean, only advantage that cape has over Whitebeard's cape is that I guess you get stamina now, or it just looks cooler to you, but you're sacrificing 25 HP. So I'm not gonna say don't grind for it, because while you're grinding that boss, there's another drop that you get, which is the Flame Essence, and you need that to get Diable Jamble. So for Flame Admiral Zeke, I mean, you can grind him if you don't need the Flame Essence for Flame Admiral Zeke. You need the Fire Essence to fight Whitebeard. So you actually have to grind Flame Admiral Zeke if you even want to grind Whitebeard. Yo, I'm actually sorry for that. So yeah, let me just restate that one more time. So for Flame Admiral Zeke, what you need from him is the Fire Essence, which is what you need to fight Whitebeard. So you literally have to grind Flame Admiral Zeke. You can't skip him, you can't do anything about that. You just have to grind him to get the Fire Essence to fight Whitebeard. But as for his cape, that's optional, up to you. Once you get Whitebeard's drops, you don't have to go back to him. And this one, this is a boss, but it's limited time, and that's the Easter Bunny. Now for him, what he drops is, he drops multiple drops actually. I'm not even going to cover a majority of them. I'm just going to do it pretty fast. You have this mini bunny egg. It's pretty much what it says. You summon mini bunnies that fight for you. You have this Egg of Wonder, which gives you a rainbow halo. And this rainbow halo, it takes off your hats, and it's just a rainbow halo. It doesn't give that much regen or anything, so I do not recommend that you go for the rainbow halo that much. What you have next is the golden egg. Let me just equip it. This egg I do recommend that you go for. Why? Because it's better than eye patch. It's only limited time, so once this goes away, this egg will not be attainable, and update 3 should be over soon, because I personally think that update 4 might come out inside the next 2 weeks or something. But this egg is a direct upgrade to eye patch, and I definitely recommend that you go for it right now while you still can, because I mean, it's only like 10 more HP, but anything helps. So yeah, you should go for golden egg. This pink egg, it gives you a bunny hoodie, and like I said before, this cancels out your other hats, so I don't recommend that you go for it on top of that. Then Elo, he drops another thing, which is Elo Sledgehammer. This weapon, a lot of people have mixed opinions on it. Me personally, I like it because the guard break is pretty good, and it has a grab skill, so it's up to you if you want to go for Elos. The damage scaling on it is terrible, but hey, you can honestly make this weapon work. I personally think that it's good, but I would be wrong to tell you that you need to grind really hard for this. If there's one thing that you guaranteed need to get from Elo for me, I would say that it's the Star Shades. Even though it's just 10 extra HP, it does help. It really does. So that's what I would say to grind for Elo. And the last quote-unquote boss, I'm just gonna call it a boss, but it's not officially like tagged to an island, is Sea Beast. And from Sea Beast, you get 4 things. Let me just take them out. So the first thing that you get, you have Sea Serpent's Core. Then you have the Sea Beast Katana. And you have, what's it called? Where is it at? Where's that? Oh, you have the Sea Beast Mask. And just equip the blue one. And then you have the Sea Beast Armor. All right, so Sea Beast. Now everything from Sea Beast you need. This katana, this is the best katana inside the game, and I know that like I just realized while I was getting out this katana, you have Ryu, but you don't need his katana. But for this Sea Beast katana, this is the best katana inside the game. So if you're going one sword style or two sword style, because it's about to come out and it's gonna use the same katanas as this one, I highly recommend that you go for this katana. It's it looks clean as hell on top of that, and it's gonna be used for two sword style unless fully releases a new katana. Now this armor piece, the armor piece gives you 75 HP plus 2 stamina, and for every 100 levels you get a damage reduction. Do I even need to tell you that this is worth the time? It doesn't matter what armor set you get because you can find somebody that's trading for a different color, so it all pays off. But this armor set, you need this. Like, you need this CB's armor. Like I was saying with the mask gives you damage reduction, and it shows, and anything that gives damage reduction is needed. So yeah, just get that from Sea Beast. And then you have the Sea Serpent's Core. I'm not going to spawn it because it creates a rain effect and it's hella annoying. But this makes your own personal Sea Beast, like, it's kind of like your pet. And it just automatically attacks and locks on to anything and just goes for it. Now, if I'm being completely honest with you, the Sea Beast grind is tedious. Many YouTubers, including myself, made many videos where we just farm Sea Beast. I mean, it's kind of fun with friends, but you can grind for like hours on end and not get anything. Multiple people have armor sets to spare, like myself right here. So if you're like, you could find somebody giving a giveaway for this. But if not, and you're just gonna have to grind it out, then I recommend that you go for everything from Sea Beast, except, well, actually no, yeah, I really do recommend that you go for every single drop from Sea Beast. The one that you can pass up on if you don't care about it is Sea Serpent's Core, but it really helps out with ship farming and stuff. Alright, that's it for the video. Um, Sorry if I rushed a little bit at the end. There's people shooting fireworks off outside my house, and like it's actually hella loud. I can see it moving on the OBS. But yeah, that's it for the video. I already feel like I missed something. I think it was Ryu. Yeah, Ryu. I'm gonna cover him quickly. His necklace kind of sucks ass, and his katana sucks ass too, because it's a better upgrade. So don't grind Ryu. But besides that, let me know what you thought about the video, if it helped you. If you have any questions that you want to ask me into the comments, just in case I forgot something like I said, feel free to ask. I reply to comments a lot, actually. And besides that, thanks for watching the video, and have a good day.